If you travel far enough into the Aegean Sea, past the white cliffs of Amorgos and the calm blue bays of Naxos, you'll find a patch of ocean locals refuse to sail through. They call it the Zone of Forgetfulness. And right at the center of that zone lies a small, unnamed island, about 1 kilometer wide, uninhabited, rocky, and completely ordinary to look at. But over the years, that island has earned a chilling reputation, because the few who have set foot on it all returned, without their memories. The story began in 1997 when a fisherman named Nikos Petros from the village of Katapoula in Amorgos vanished during a summer storm. He had gone out to sea with his cousin Andreas to catch octopus near the smaller Cycladic islands. A sudden storm rolled in, wind speeds over 60 kilometers per hour. Andreas barely made it back to shore. Nikos didn't. The Coast Guard launched a search that lasted 3 days. They found no debris, no boat, no trace. Everyone assumed Nikos had drowned. But on the fourth day, a cargo ship heading toward Athens sent a radio message. They'd spotted a man standing alone on a deserted island, about 30 kilometers south of Amorgos. When rescuers arrived, they found Nikos, barefoot, disoriented, and staring blankly at the water. He was alive, but he couldn't remember anything. Not his name, not where he was, not even how to speak properly. When his family came to the hospital, he looked at them like they were strangers. Doctors in Athens diagnosed it as dissociative amnesia, likely caused by trauma from nearly drowning. But his wife insisted something else had happened. She said his eyes seemed calmer, peaceful, like he'd been emptied of all emotion. When journalists later asked Nikos what he remembered from those missing days, he said one strange thing. I heard voices in the water. They were whispering, asking me what I wanted to forget. The doctors dismissed it as a hallucination, but fishermen recognized the name he used later. Lethe. In Greek mythology, Lethe was one of the 5 rivers of the underworld, the river of forgetfulness. Souls who drank from it lost all memory of their past life. Locals started calling the island Lethe ever since. Over the next decade, strange incidents continued. In 2002, 2 French tourists went missing after renting a private boat near Naxos. They were found 2 days later, sunburned, dehydrated, and completely disoriented. They couldn't recall how they ended up on a nearby island, the same one Nikos was found on. When they were rescued, both described the same dreamlike state. It felt like someone was showing us our memories and then slowly erasing them like chalk. Then, in 2007, a research diver named Kostas Delis vanished during a mapping expedition. His dive partner reported that his oxygen line snapped unexpectedly, though the sea was calm. They found him hours later, sitting on a reef, conscious but unresponsive. When questioned later, he said, I saw my wife underwater. She told me to let go. His wife had been dead for 6 years. In 2009, the University of Athens sent a small team of marine geologists and psychologists to the island. Their mission, to prove it, was just a superstition. They spent 48 hours there, setting up camp, collecting soil and air samples. The results showed nothing unusual: no gases, no toxins, no magnetic field disruptions. But according to an assistant on the team who later leaked her personal notes, they all experienced dizziness, confusion, and intense dreams. She wrote, "The second night, I woke up crying, but I didn't know why. I dreamt of people I've never met. When I looked at the sea, I felt it wanted something from me." The report was never officially published. Locals on Amorgos and nearby islands still warn sailors not to anchor near Lethe. Some say the island was once home to an ancient temple dedicated to Mnemosyne, the goddess of memory. According to myth, the temple collapsed into the sea during an earthquake, leaving the land cursed with the opposite of its purpose. Others believe volcanic gases seep through cracks under the island, creating a mild hallucinogenic effect that causes confusion and amnesia. Scientists who analyzed nearby seabed samples did find traces of sulfur dioxide, a gas that, in high concentration, can cause disorientation and memory loss. But that still doesn't explain why so many experienced vivid hallucinations or the feeling of peaceful forgetting. Today, the island remains officially uncharted. Greek authorities have restricted tourist access, calling it a protected ecological zone. But fishermen know better. They say it's not for protection of the island, it's for protection from the island. Nikos Petros, the first known survivor, still lives quietly in Amorgos. He works repairing boats now. He's remarried. But when someone asked him if he ever recovered his memories, he said, "Sometimes I feel like I'm remembering someone else's life." He doesn't go near the sea anymore. Whether Lethe is a natural phenomenon, an unsolved psychological effect, or something beyond science, nobody can say for sure. But one thing is certain. There's an island out there in the Aegean where the sea doesn't just take your boat, it takes your past.